Hello once again, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I could be doing on my channel, because I've seen a few YouTubers do this and it's sort of inspired me to do it. Something I've been thinking about for a while now, is gaming comparisons on the Spectrum, the Commodore 64 and the Amstrad CPC, and it will be just those three systems, because basically the Spectrum was one of the first ever computers I ever played on, which was the 48K one. My mate had one back in the day. That and the VIC-20. We're not going to do the VIC-20 because it wasn't as big, you know, I did use it, but it wasn't one that went on throughout the 80s. You know, and obviously my mate back in the day had a Commodore 64 while I had the Amstrad CPC, so all three computers had, you know, had nostalgia for me. I mean, the BBC I only used one of those when I was at school, so the BBC really doesn't have much nostalgia, and I'm not going to go on about the other 8-bit computers that came and went, because I never used one back in the day. I've never even, like the Oric, never ever seen an Oric, so no, it's just going to be the Spectrum, the Commodore 64 and the Amstrad CPC. It doesn't matter if it's the 64K or the 128K. Maybe I can include the Commodore 128 on that, but even though I didn't know anything about the Commodore 128, so we'll just stick to the three popular computers. You know what they are. I know, yes, people were going to say, oh, but the Amstrad, yeah, the Amstrad come out 2 years. Yeah, well, I owned an Amstrad CPC 464, and it was very popular when it came out and throughout the 80s. So it's going to be a three-way fight. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to not make new videos, but I'm going to take my existing gaming reviews and make them into a video. So we've got the Spectrum, Commodore 64, Amstrad CPC. I don't know what order I'm going to put them in yet. We'll see. But it's going to be a three-way battle between those systems. So everyone else that owns a Commodore 64 or an Amstrad CPC or Spectrum, they can see what the other versions look like if they just stick to their own sort of games on their systems. You know, it's good to have a comparison, see what other systems do look like. Right, so there's going to be rules. The rule is, right, all three systems had to have a release of this game. So just say, I don't know, Outrun, for instance. An Outrun had to come out on all three systems, or whatever. It could be a budget title, I don't know. Name one, you know. That's the thing. It had to have come out on all three systems, so you can do the three-way comparison. Second rule is they had to have had a commercial release, and this means they had to have a commercial release back when it was released. So during the 80s, I'm guessing more. It could be the early 90s, because the systems went into the early 90s. Maybe I don't know when the last game was ever produced, probably in the mid 90s, I don't know, but you know, it's going to go from the 80s to the 90s, you know. And another rule, you know, I'm not going to include remakes of a game, so i.e. the remake of R-Type on the Amstrad CPC 128, CPC 128, 6128, that won't be included because it's a remake, so it have to be the original release. So all games that come out back in the day, and all the systems had to have a commercial release, and you know, no remakes. They're the three rules, and you know, that's how it's worked, because it makes it more fairer. And yeah, so I don't know when I'm going to be starting this. This is just something I'm thinking about. I think it might be interesting to, you know, I think obviously I've played them, so that's why I'm not going to remake the video again. I'm just going to use existing games that I've reviewed and use the video and do some editing. So, you know, you get like a big video, and I'll do something at the end. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm still toying about with the idea. I think it's a good idea. I might still do it because I see a lot of people, YouTubers, do this. So I might, it's good to have my opinion of what I think of the games on each system. And I'm going to be totally honest with it. I'm not going to be biased towards any system, because I don't do that. I'm not, I had the Amstrad CPC 464 back in the day, but I'm going to give, I'm going to be completely fair on what I think is the better version. What is the worst version? I might put it in 1 Commodore 64, 2 Spectrum, 3. I don't know. It depends what I think. As I said, I've already reviewed them, so I'm not going to put. It's not going to be. I'm not going to put review scores up. It's just the order of what I personally think was the better version of each game. Yeah, something to think about. I'm honestly thinking about doing that. I think it'd be something different. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to end this now. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.